Does anybody else want to share anything? Daniel.
Thank you. I forgot to send the email saying I want to read something because I had a difficult time. I teach a course here. I see some of my students in American ethnic history, and there's so much to choose from when thinking about how to choose one thing for tonight. But what I ended up choosing was actually something that many of you might be familiar with, especially if you've taken our Justice and Democracy course, because in that course you all read Martin Luther King's letter from a Birmingham jail. And I'm going to read to you an excerpt, because for me, this excerpt really is quite poignant in the sense of thinking, when we think about celebrating Medaille's community, and we think about diversity. And I think what I'm going to read to you from Martin Luther King, I think speaks to our relationship to others. And some of us might be in privileged positions, some of us might be in unprivileged positions. But whatever our position, we are in relation to another and to others. And we are not in silos. And I think that's important to consider, and I think that's what Martin Luther King was saying. He was living in Atlanta in 1963, but he came to Birmingham because he saw some issues there that were important that he wanted to protest. And he was put in jail for protesting. And there was a lot of criticism that he was supporting these protests. And so he wrote this very famous letter, and I'm going to read to you just an excerpt from it, because I think it speaks to why he felt it important to go to Birmingham, but also the larger issue about our relationship to others. So he writes, "I'm cognizant of the interrelatedness of all communities and states. I cannot sit idly by in Atlanta and not be concerned about what happens in Birmingham. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Never again can we afford to live with the narrow, provincial, outsider, agitator idea. Anyone who lives inside the United States can never be considered an outsider anywhere within its bounds." Thank you.
Great excerpt from an excellent piece of writing and thought. I actually used to teach that piece as well. Amazing, these connections tonight. Anyone else want to share anything?
Yeah. Okay, I'm reading something else because I basically had an existential crisis earlier because I couldn't decide what piece I wanted to read. So I'm just going to read them both. Okay, I wrote this kind of thinking about boundaries, and you can take that in whatever way you wish to. This is unlike anything you have ever read before because this is unlike anything I have ever written before. Like a hiccup in post-traumatic stress disorder, where all you feel is a sharp burst of air explode inside of you and scare away all of the pain. Like the split second where your heart stops beating, this is those spaces. We are howling at the moon with chapped lips. We are screaming for something we cannot reach, something we are set up to admire, like little dolls on a train set. We stare at this monstrous sphere above us because it is what we will never be able to access, and we hate it for that, and we hate ourselves for being limited to the truth. A siren speeds by your window until the screams fade into nothingness, and you never know if that siren was the last sound that the boy 4 blocks away ever heard. We are marked by boundaries created by another dimension, and all we can do is stare. Open your eyes now, open them as wide as you can and look straight ahead. No, not at an item, what is beyond it. Eliminate all of the boundaries until you can see what you want. Look through the wall in front of you. Look through the trees in the woods beyond the wall. Look beyond that. If you don't think your eyes can see that far, then create a world where our visual power is 10 times that of a golden eagle and look at the next country over. Do you see an ocean? Look further. A flat wall falls flat on its side and shatters into 1,000 pieces, and for the first time, air is let into the cement-lined rocks, and it can breathe. It needed to be destroyed in order for relief to occur, but it can be made into something new now, something that it can be proud of.
Thank you. Glad you read both of those. Anybody else?
I will leave. My name's Christina Gibson. I didn't know that there was like a specific theme or anything, so I just picked a poem out of like the many that I've written. So it's called Goodbye. I wish I didn't have to write this. It truly makes me cry. I do not want to have to write this, but I cannot lie. When we speak, I'm never happier any other time. But even though it makes me happy, it feels like such a crime. You know that my heart beats for you, and I know that yours beats for another. No doubt, there's no doubt in my mind that you love me, but we can't be with each other. Because you love us and we love you, and you say that I come first. But I get your day and she gets your month. I don't know which is worse. When I accept that we're nothing more than friends, and I force you to the back of my brain, is when you decide to contact me, expressing your love like I have you insane. And I always think to deny my feelings and pretend that your words mean nothing. But I feel like I will be stronger being honest and acknowledging that your affection means something. It honestly means everything and more, but the intense emotions scare me. I enjoy it while it lasts and deal with it all because I know it's temporary. We go weeks without even talking, but I know you don't care, so I don't even bother to say hi. I wish I didn't have to write this, but for now, I say goodbye.
Someone else? There are two people.
You can bring him if you want. He's my one thing. I also had a hard time thinking, I don't need a mic, okay. I had a hard time thinking because I was trying to think of the fact that a lot of us are inspired by things that are going on today, but who I am today maybe necessarily isn't who I used to be. And then I started thinking about the fact that we are many things. I'm a teacher, I'm a scholar, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. And what I like is that you can be all these things in Medaille. You can be embraced for like the many sides that you have. So I actually Googled a poem earlier called I Am Diversity. So I'd like to read this. I am diversity. Please include me. I'm present every place you go. Depending on your lens, I'm a friend or a foe. I'm a force to be reckoned with. Like the winds of change, I move. I'm present when two or more are together. If I make the good even better. I'm not limited to age, gender, or race. I'm invisible at times, yet all over the place. Don't exclude me due to lack of knowledge. Welcome me like a recruit out of college. Let me take a seat at the table, even though I may be differently able. My experience, my passion, the authentic me, can help add value to all your company. Learn about me and prove my underrepresentation, and I can provide a competitive edge to the nation. I exclude no one and am strengthened by all. My name is diversity, and I can stand tall. I am your best hope towards true innovation, and to many, I reflect hope and innovation. Your lives and companies will continue to change. Thus, the need for diversity inclusion will always remain. I'm diversity. Embrace me and we will journey far. I'm diversity. Include me and we will reach for the shining stars. Coupled with inclusion, our lights burn brighter, or our lights burn longer. Together, we are smarter, better, and stronger. I am diversity. That is me.